LinkedIn is a scary, cringy place. We've all lived through this exact situation. We're scrolling on LinkedIn, we see a post from somebody we know, and we read it, and we're like, Susie, that wasn't you. You don't talk like that. And that was extremely cringe. And almost everyone who doesn't post content is worried that will happen to them too. They're worried they'll post something out there and people will be roasting them behind their back, making fun of them, saying, that's super fake, that's not you, and this is super cringe. But you don't have to be cringe to be on LinkedIn posting content and growing on LinkedIn. And that's what I'm going to help you achieve. I'm going to help you become a solid writer, write content on LinkedIn, get what you want without being extremely cringy. 5 rules to avoid the cringe trap that is LinkedIn. I don't want you getting roasted by your friends, by your colleagues, all of that stuff, but you know you want to get what a LinkedIn audience can bring you. So we're going to help you get both, that LinkedIn audience without getting made fun of, at least not as much. I can't guarantee everything. You might be a very cringe person. I don't know, but I'm going to help you as much as I can. Rule number 1 is cut out all the buzzwords. Don't talk like you don't speak. Trying so hard to sound smart makes you seem like the biggest idiot. And that's what happens on LinkedIn so frequently. People are trying so damn hard, and it usually has the opposite of the intended impact. Think about when you're at your best. When are you the most productive and the most impressive? It's usually when you're around your friends or just being natural within the things that you're good at work. But when we come to LinkedIn, we feel like we're performing in front of a stage and we lose what makes us awesome. So ditch the buzzwords, stop trying to be a genius, and just be you and what you're honestly good at and share that. And try to write like you talk. If you read it back and you wouldn't say that out loud, try refining it a few times before you click post. Personally, what I love doing is I love brain dumping out loud whatever I'm trying to get out in a post. We have a tool built into Supergrow to help you do that. You can literally just talk right into the tool, explain what you're trying to get out of your head, and then work from that to make an awesome post. It makes it a lot easier to write like you talk because you're literally writing. And then from there, you can refine it to make it a little punchier and make it pop. But please stop trying to be such a hero. When everyone is trying to be perfect, the person who is just a real person is going to stand out way more. Trust me, it's a breath of fresh air when you read a post and you're like, oh, a human actually wrote that. That's probably a real story. Those things are both rare on LinkedIn. Rule number 2 is to stop preaching. Everybody on LinkedIn is the best at everything. They've achieved everything. They are a CEO of 45 different things and they're 21 years old. Stop being that cringe on LinkedIn where everyone's trying to act like they're more than they are, and just be who you are. That is enough. As long as you focus on what makes you unique and what value you have to provide, people will want it. Stop thinking about your ego so much, which is what happens so often on LinkedIn, and think about the people you're trying to attract with your content. Just make your content genuinely valuable for those people. Focus on their fears, their desires, their changes of state, and then make content all about those things and work in your own personal stories to make it sound like you and to make it personal. Just doing that can keep it really simple. And if you're doing all those things, it's a lot less likely you're going to be cringe because you're not forcing it so much. Things that are valuable are just simply valuable. You don't have to fake it. If you know who you're trying to get in front of, you know the things that they care about, you know what would be valuable to them. Focus on that all the time and stop trying to be a hero. People will resonate way more and see you also more as a person. People love to work with people. So whether you want a job or you're looking for clients, if you sound like a human, people will talk to you like one, and that leads to business or opportunities. The third one is to figure out what works for you. A lot of people say to batch write content at one time, and others say wait for strokes of inspiration. Whatever you decide to do, figure out what works best for you, but also be realistic with yourself. Most people can't just create when they have a stroke of inspiration. So if they want to post content, they have to create a schedule that allows them to do that. But luckily, with tools that we've built into Supergrow, creating amazing content that is fit to you, your brand, and your voice is easier than ever. Supergrow is a suite of AI-powered tools specifically built to help you do LinkedIn better. Come up with better ideas that are proven to work. Turn that into a post that sounds like you or your favorite creator, and do all of it in a fraction of the time to then schedule out, watch your analytics as it grows. I personally love batching content when it is possible, and for the average person who's watching this video, you probably have a pretty strict schedule. And so if that's you, batching content can be a game changer for you actually hitting your goals and getting content out consistently. You can sit down on a Sunday for like an hour and get 7 or so posts out by using Supergrow to cut down on time and still maintain quality and make it sound like you. But if that's not like you and you want to create when you're inspired, have it on your to-do list or whatever it is, however you structure your tasks, and make sure to do it every single day. Train that muscle. Without doing that, it won't get stronger. You won't get what you want, and you won't figure out what sounds like you. You won't develop your voice through writing, and you'll come to it and you'll end up like everyone else, just sounding extremely cringy on LinkedIn, and everything kind of blends together when you're like that. So you don't have to batch create content, and you don't have to do it as you're inspired. Pick whatever works for you and be okay with that. There are no rules here. Besides using Supergrow for your content, you should definitely use that. That is a rule of a very unbiased one. Rule number 4, add personality. People like people, but everyone on LinkedIn sounds like a bot. Since AI has become a thing that has become so true, and of course we at Supergrow have AI-powered tools, we are telling you to use them as a tool, not trying to be you. Let them save the time so that you can put your time only on the things that make you unique. The final touch is to refine an idea, adding in your personal stories full of emotion that you experience so people can feel that it's you. We want to help you grow and achieve your goals in way less time, help you come up with ideas, help you structure those ideas, and give you templates to create posts that work. So many tools are built in there. At the end of the day, this is all about highlighting you. We've lowered the bar to entry for creating content on LinkedIn to get all the benefits without all the stuff that sucks. So make sure you're adding in that extra touch. It'll make your content go way farther in the long run and attract the right people that really resonate with you. Let's get to rule number 5. Get to the point. Respect the scroll. Understand that you are trying to fight for someone's attention, and it has to be a trade. If you want someone's attention, you have to legitimately be giving something that is valuable enough for their time. Every single social media platform is simply a value exchange platform. And why so many people hate LinkedIn is because they're not getting much value from the content. You can change that completely when you do all the things we're talking about, making it personal, thinking about your audience, and writing in the way that you speak. Obsess over who you're trying to get in front of and think about their situation. Where are they consuming this? How much time do they have? What is the level in which they can understand? Think about all of these things when you're writing content and just be real. If you just do those things, the content is going to hit. It's going to go way farther, way more engagement, and no one's going to think you're cringe. It also makes things just way easier. If you're being yourself, that is very easy. If you're trying to play a character, that is difficult to maintain and often doesn't achieve what you're trying to do anyways. So remember, it's a value exchange platform. There's a lot of people out there providing no value and they want growth. It just doesn't work, especially as things get more competitive. If the post isn't valuable for your specific audience, if it doesn't make them like it, comment, or share it with someone, or save it for later, it will never go anywhere. And it really is that simple. Ask yourself when you post something, does this provide any kind of value? And it doesn't always have to be a tip or educational. It could be a great story that you went through that you know a lot of people could resonate with. You can help speak to their fears, their insecurities, whatever it may be. Value comes in a ton of different ways, shapes, and forms, but it has to genuinely be valuable. And a lot of people are creating incredibly selfishly on LinkedIn, and that's why it's so cringe. So don't do that. Bonus tip here is to take advantage of LinkedIn and make LinkedIn social. It's social media. It's not meant to be robot talking to robot. Be a real person within your content and also with your engagement. Spend the time interacting with people. Do so in a real way. And when you're consuming content, be present. Be there. Genuinely read about the people you're trying to get in front of and that you want to connect with. And then bring that conversation to the DMs or the comment section and show that you are also a real person who cares and someone who has value to provide. And you'll go way farther on LinkedIn and your professional life. You think you're a bad writer? Check out this video right here where I teach you how to write great LinkedIn content, even if you are a bad writer.